Hey guys, I know it's been a while since the last update I posted for the F-35 project, so I figured it'd be a good time to share the progress that I've made over the past few weeks. Which is, it's an airplane now. Well, maybe not the type of airplane that you were expecting. But the truth is, it's going to take a really long time to go and actually design and build a proper F-35. And in the interim, I needed a way to reduce risk, to test transition and a bunch of other things, before going and risking that on something more substantial. So the easiest way I could come up with was to build a wing and a tail that I could bolt on to the existing hover test frame with not many other modifications to get something that I could fly like an airplane, transition, and continue to fly like a multi-rotor. It's got a simple straight wing with a simple NACA airfoil and an inverted V-tail supported by tail booms. There are wooden spars similar to those that make up the hover test frame that run across most of the length of the wing and also tie into the tail booms for extra support. The wing control surfaces are flaperons, just like on the F-35, so that I can use them to augment the approach speeds into the transition from fixed-wing flight to vertical flight. The flying surfaces are made of Adams foam board from Flight Test, and having spent so much time working on 3D printed airframes recently, it was actually pretty fun to get back into a simpler style of building, and now's probably a good time to show that with a build montage.
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two.
Now into some of the finer details. I know I wanted to be able to support rolling takeoffs, so I made some landing gear with wheels that could attach to the existing landing skid mounts from the hover test frame. They're swept forwards so that it's easier for the airplane to rotate, and they're also tied into the tail with braces to keep the tail more rigid. I replaced the front landing skid with a nose wheel mounted to a servo for ground steering. Lastly, I moved the roll thrusters from their posts off the side of the fuselage towards the tips of the wings, where they have a longer lever arm and can provide more authority. But that didn't quite work. I found that as soon as I tried to fly this, despite the extra authority from moving the roll thrusters outboard, there's just not enough roll control to be stable in hover. There's a few reasons that contribute to that. Some of it's the extra inertia from having the wings and the tail, but a lot of it is the extra surface area that makes it more susceptible to disturbances and wind. Finding this out is a testament to how helpful it is to test different aspects of this project incrementally, because if I had only discovered this after designing a whole F-35 airframe, it would have led to probably months of redesigns. In this case, the fix is going to be a little bit simpler. I've ordered some 50mm ducted fan rotors to replace the 2-inch propellers on the roll thrusters. I'm going to replace those motors with something a little bit more powerful, and that should get the thrust of the roll jets up from about 400 to 500 grams closer to 900 or 1,000 grams. But at the same time, since the 50mm fan rotor is about the same diameter as the 2-inch propeller, it's not going to take up a whole lot of extra space on the airframe. We'll test that, we'll see if it works, and then if so, we'll roll that change into the plan for the full-up F-35. Otherwise, the next step for this thing is some rolling takeoffs so that I can get the flight controller tuned for fixed-wing flight. I've got some experience tuning RGplane on some pretty weird stuff, so I'm not anticipating any big challenges there. But it'll be good to have it dialed in as an airplane before moving on to anything else. Next, provided that I'm able to solve the roll authority challenges, we'll move into some transitions. That's certainly going to be some of the most exciting testing so far in this project, and I'll definitely be taking as much video as I can for the channel. So along those lines, stay tuned.